Welcome to Learn English with Sarah. I'm so happy you're here today, and I want to thank you for choosing this channel to continue your English learning journey. In today's lesson, we're going to learn English through a very practical topic that everyone can relate to: jobs and work. This is one of the most common subjects in real-life conversations, especially when meeting new people, making friends, or starting a new job. So in this video, I'll guide you through natural expressions, realistic examples, and helpful vocabulary that will make it easier for you to talk about your job confidently in English. Let's begin by imagining a simple everyday conversation. Someone looks at you, smiles politely, and asks, "What do you do?" This question may seem short, but it can open the door to many different ways of describing your work. So today we will explore not only how to answer this question, but also how to talk about your schedule, your workplace, your responsibilities, and your future goals. You will also hear natural examples that sound like real spoken English instead of something from a textbook. Before we go deeper, let's start with the basics. When someone asks what you do, the most common answer is simply your job title. You might say, "I'm a teacher, I'm a nurse, I work in marketing, or I work at a restaurant." Some people use job titles while others describe the type of work they do. For example, instead of saying, "I am a graphic designer," you could say, "I design graphics and create visual content." Both ways are correct and both sound natural. Once you say what you do, people will often follow up with another question. How long have you been doing that? This is where you talk about your experience. You can answer with something like, "I have been working as a teacher for about 6 years," or "I started this job 2 years ago." When you talk about your experience, you help the other person understand your background and your relationship with your job. Some people have been in the same field for a long time, while others are still new and exploring. After talking about your job and your experience, the next natural part of the conversation is whether you enjoy what you do. This is where you can share your feelings, both the positive and the challenging parts. For example, a teacher might say, "I really enjoy helping students learn. It makes me happy when they understand something new." But they might also add, "Some days are tiring, especially when students are not motivated." These kinds of honest, balanced answers sound very natural in English conversations. Many jobs have both good days and difficult days, and it's completely normal to express both sides. The same is true for someone who works in marketing. They might say, "I enjoy the creativity. I get to try new ideas and plan exciting projects." But they might also say, "We have too many meetings, and sometimes they last for 4 hours." Talking about what you like and dislike helps you sound more fluent and more authentic. After feelings, another common topic is your work schedule. People may ask, "What time do you start work?" or "What time do you finish?" You can answer like this: "I usually start at 9:00 a.m. and finish at 3:00 p.m. But on some days, I work until 7:00 p.m. Notice that you don't have to give exact details every time. Just a general idea is enough. The point is to show that you understand how to talk about time and routines in English. Someone may also ask about your lunch break. You can say, "I have a 1-hour lunch break," or "I usually eat at my desk." These small details make your answer sound complete and natural. People also like to ask where you work. Some jobs happen in an office, while others happen in a school, a hospital, a store, or even different locations if someone works freelance. You might say, "I work in a small office with 15 people," "I work at a language school in the city center," or "I work from home 2 days a week." These kinds of details help paint a picture of your daily work life. Another useful part of talking about your job is describing your workplace and your coworkers. Many people mention whether their coworkers are friendly or if the environment is relaxed or stressful. For example, someone might say, "My coworkers are very friendly. We often eat lunch together." Or, "My office is very busy and sometimes noisy, so I use headphones to focus." All of these examples help you connect personally while also practicing natural English. And finally, before we move on to the next part, another essential element of talking about your job is describing the skills you need. Some jobs require creativity, problem-solving, communication, multitasking, or patience. When you talk about your skills, you show confidence and clarity about your work. A teacher might say, "Patience is the most important skill." Sometimes students learn slowly, and that's okay. Someone in marketing might say, "I need to be organized because I manage many projects at the same time." These details help your listener understand how your job works, and they help you express yourself more fully. This is just the foundation of our topic today. In the next parts, we'll explore stress at work, overtime job interviews, different types of jobs, workplace culture, commuting benefits, and even how work is changing in the modern world. You'll learn more natural expressions and examples that will help you speak English more confidently and smoothly. Now that we have established the basic ways to describe what you do, where you work, and what skills your job requires, let's move deeper into the realities of daily work life. Every job, no matter how enjoyable or meaningful, comes with moments of stress. Stress is completely normal, and learning how to talk about it in English is an important part of expressing yourself clearly. People may ask, do you ever feel stressed at work? And there are many natural ways to respond. You might say, sometimes I feel stressed when I have too many deadlines, or I get stressed when I need to finish a project quickly. In English, a deadline means the time when a project must be completed. Some deadlines are flexible, but many are very tight, meaning you need to work faster than usual. You can explain your experience by saying, when my boss says we need this by tomorrow, I feel pressure. The word pressure is commonly used when talking about stress from work. Another common topic is how you manage stress. For example, you might say, when I feel stressed, I take short breaks, or I drink tea, or I take a quick walk to clear my mind. These expressions sound natural and relatable. Many English speakers share similar habits when they want to relax during a busy workday. After stress, another important topic is overtime. Overtime means working extra hours beyond your normal schedule. You might be asked, do you work overtime? You can answer like this. Sometimes I work overtime if we have an urgent project, or I work overtime, but my company does not pay for it. They let me take a day off later instead. This is a common arrangement in many workplaces. Some people rarely work overtime because their schedule is fixed. For example, a teacher might say, my schedule is clear. When my last class ends, I go home. This kind of stable schedule is often helpful for work-life balance. And that brings us to another very useful phrase, work-life balance. Work-life balance describes how well you manage your work time and your personal time. You can say most of the time, I have a good work-life balance, but some weeks are very busy. Or I try to balance work with exercise and time for myself. These types of expressions show a deeper understanding of how to talk about life and work in a natural conversational way. Next, let's explore career plans. This part of the conversation often begins with a simple question. Do you want to change jobs in the future? You can answer, I'm happy where I am now, but one day I want to be a manager or I want to move to a different company to learn new skills. Someone else might say, I love teaching, but in the future, I want to teach at a university. When talking about future goals, English speakers often use expressions like, in a few years someday, or in the future. These phrases help make your answer sound natural and realistic. Another common topic is job interviews. Interviews can be stressful, but they are also excellent opportunities to express yourself in English. One of the most common interview questions is, tell me about yourself. Many English learners get confused by this question because it's very open. The best approach is to give a simple, clear structure. Start with your education, then your work experience, and finally explain why you are interested in the job. Another common interview question is, why do you want this job? You can answer this by talking about what you enjoy, the skills you have, or what kind of work environment you prefer. Interviewers may also ask, why should we hire you? This is where you talk about your strengths. You can say things like, I work well under pressure, or I am organized and creative as long as it is true. Then there is the famous question about weaknesses. Many people dislike this question because it feels uncomfortable, but there are natural ways to answer it. For example, you might say, sometimes I work too hard and forget to take breaks, or I'm improving my public speaking skills. These answers are honest but still positive. They show that you're aware of your weaknesses and that you are working on them. While talking about interviews, it also helps to mention real experiences. Many people have interview stories, sometimes embarrassing ones. For example, someone might say, once I was so nervous that I forgot my own phone number. Another person might say, I arrived 20 minutes late because the bus was delayed and I didn't get the job. These kinds of stories show the reality of interviews. Mistakes happen, nerves are normal, and everyone learns through experience. Moving forward, another useful part of talking about work is understanding different types of jobs. Some people work full-time, which is usually around 40 hours per week. Others work part-time, which might be 20 or 25 hours. Part-time work gives people more free time, but it usually comes with a lower salary. Then there is freelance work. Freelancers don't have one employer, they work for different clients. Freelancers have a lot of freedom with their schedule, but the income can be unpredictable. Some months they have many projects, and other months they have very few. Each type of work has advantages and disadvantages, and being able to talk about them helps you express your personal situation in English. In the next part, we'll explore workplace culture, commuting company benefits, and how the world of work is changing. As we continue exploring this topic, let's take a closer look at workplace culture, something that varies greatly from one company to another. Workplace culture includes everything from the clothes people wear to the way coworkers communicate with each other. Some workplaces are very formal, where employees wear business suits, speak politely, and follow strict rules. Others are more relaxed, allowing people to dress casually in jeans and t-shirts. If someone asks you what your workplace is like, you might answer, "My office is casual, we dress comfortably," or "My company is formal." Everyone wears suits and the environment is professional. These descriptions help others imagine what your daily work life looks like. A common part of workplace culture is how companies build relationships among coworkers. Some companies organize team-building activities such as bowling nights, dinners, or holiday parties. A language school might hold an end-of-term celebration, while an office might bring cake to celebrate birthdays. These events can help coworkers bond and create a more positive atmosphere. You can describe these experiences by saying, "Our company has a summer picnic every year," or "We often have small celebrations in the office." Talking about office culture in this way helps you connect with others and share your environment naturally. Once you have described your workplace, people often want to know about your daily commute. Commuting refers to the time you spend traveling to work and returning home. Different people use different methods depending on the city they live in. Some take the subway, some drive, and others walk or bike. If someone asks, "How do you get to work?" you can answer, "I take the subway. It takes about 30 minutes, or I drive to work. Without traffic, it takes 20 minutes, but with traffic, it can take 45 minutes." Talking about commuting helps you share the reality of your daily routine. Many English speakers also mention whether the commute is tiring or stressful. For example, "The subway is very crowded in the morning," or "I leave early to avoid traffic." These are natural ways to explain your experience. Next, let's talk about job benefits. Benefits are the extra advantages a company offers besides salary. Common benefits include paid vacation days, health insurance, flexible working hours, gym memberships, or even free snacks in the office. When talking about benefits, you can say, "My company gives us 15 days of paid vacation," or "We get health insurance, which is very important," or "The office provides free coffee and snacks." Some companies focus on health and wellness, offering things like language classes or exercise programs. These benefits can greatly improve your daily work experience, and being able to describe them helps you communicate clearly and confidently in English. Another part of describing your workplace is talking about your physical work environment. You might say, "I share an open office with 15 people," or "I have my own small desk in the teacher's room." Some offices can be noisy, especially when many people are talking on the phone. In this case, you can say, "It gets noisy sometimes, so I use headphones to concentrate." Others spend long hours sitting at a desk, which can cause discomfort. You might hear someone say, "I sit all day, so my back sometimes hurts," or "My company bought special chairs to support our posture." These details help make your description more vivid and relatable. After describing your workplace and commute, it's natural to talk about how work is changing in the modern world. Many people now work remotely, meaning they work from home or from another location, such as a cafe. Remote work has become more common because technology allows people to stay connected through computers and the internet. You can explain this by saying, "My company lets me work from home 2 days a week," or "Remote work gives me more flexibility." Some people wonder if offices will disappear in the future, but many English speakers believe that offices will still exist. They might say offices won't disappear completely because some people enjoy social interaction, or a hybrid model is becoming more popular with people working from home some days and going to the office on other days. This kind of explanation shows your understanding of work trends and gives you useful vocabulary to talk about them. Another topic related to the future of work is technology, especially artificial intelligence. Some people worry that robots or AI programs might replace certain jobs. You can talk about this by saying, "Technology may replace some repetitive tasks, but jobs that require creativity or human connection are likely to remain." For example, teaching often requires a personal human touch that machines cannot fully replace. Marketing also requires creativity and emotional understanding, which are uniquely human skills. So you can say technology can support us, but it cannot replace everything. This kind of expression shows confidence and awareness of how work is changing. As we approach the end of this part, it's useful to reflect on everything we've discussed so far. We've explored how to describe your job, your experience, your workplace, your skills, your stress levels, your future goals, and your company culture. We've talked about commuting benefits, remote work, and the impact of technology. Each of these topics helps you build a stronger foundation for real conversations in English. In the final part, we will bring everything together and end with a meaningful reflection about work effort and personal growth. As we bring all these ideas together, it becomes clear that talking about work in English is not just about listing your job title or describing your responsibilities. It's about sharing your experiences, expressing your challenges, and connecting with others through stories that feel real and human. Work is such a big part of our daily lives, and when you learn how to talk about it naturally, you open the door to deeper conversations, stronger relationships, and more confidence in your English communication. One of the most interesting parts of talking about your job is describing the challenges you face, both big and small. For example, many people struggle with difficult clients, tight deadlines, or tasks that never seem to end. If someone asks about your biggest challenge, you might say some clients are never satisfied and always want changes, or I feel pressure when many projects are due at the same time. These answers help others understand your work life, and they show that you can speak honestly and clearly about your experiences. Teachers might face different challenges, such as students who don't do their homework or who struggle to stay motivated. A teacher may explain, sometimes students don't complete their assignments, so I try to understand why. Maybe they're confused or too busy. These natural ways of describing problems help you communicate more smoothly. Another challenge many people face is maintaining energy and focus throughout the day. Some jobs require long hours of standing or walking, which can be tiring. Others require sitting for long periods, which can cause discomfort. You can express this by saying, standing all day makes my feet tired, or sitting too much hurts my back, so I take short breaks to stretch. These small details show a deeper level of fluency because they reflect the reality of everyday work life. After discussing challenges, it is also important to talk about the good parts of your job. What motivates you, what gives you joy, and what keeps you coming back every day. Many people enjoy helping others solving problems, being creative, or working with a friendly team. You can say, I enjoy seeing my students make progress, or I love coming up with new ideas for my projects, or my coworkers make my workplace feel positive and fun. These positive elements balance the conversation and make your story feel complete. Eventually, conversations about work often lead to reflections about the future. People may ask what your career goals are or how you hope your work life will change. You can say, in the future, I want to take on more responsibility, or one day I hope to become a manager, or I want to continue learning and growing in my field. Talking about your goals shows ambition and motivation, both of which are valuable in English conversations. From here, the conversation may naturally move toward the bigger picture, how work fits into your life and how it shapes who you are. Work is more than a paycheck. It teaches patience, responsibility, teamwork, and resilience. Every job, whether it's teaching, designing, cooking, repairing, or managing, gives people a chance to learn something new. Even the bad days teach lessons about effort, communication, and problem solving. If you want to end a conversation about work on a thoughtful note, you might say something like, every job has good days and difficult days, but I try to learn from each experience, or work teaches me to appreciate small successes and stay patient during challenges. These reflections make your English sound more natural, deeper, and more meaningful. As we wrap up this full topic, here is a powerful thought to take with you. No matter what your job is, your work has value, not just because of what you produce, but because of the effort, heart, and time you put into it. Every person's job contributes to the world in some way. When you speak about your work confidently in English, you're not just practicing vocabulary, you're sharing a part of your life. And that brings today's lesson to a close. Thank you so much for spending your time here on Learn English with Sara. If you found this topic helpful, I'd love for you to support the channel so we can continue creating more learning content for you. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and tell me in the comments. What do you do for work, and what do you enjoy most about it? Your stories inspire me, and I read every single one. Thank you for listening, thank you for learning, and thank you for being here. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and never be afraid to make mistakes. Every mistake brings you one step closer to fluency.